into the Nick Saban Show, presented by our friends at Truckworks. Alabama wins it over Western Carolina 66-3. Last home game, that means it was senior day. You had a chance pregame to spend some time with the seniors and their families.
Yeah, well, you know, it's always nostalgia for me because it just seems like yesterday that I was doing these home visits to try to get these guys to come here. And now they've already graduated and they're seniors and they're playing their last home game in Bryant-Denny Stadium. But I certainly appreciate the fans coming out to show their appreciation for these guys. They've had a wonderful career here, 51st win for them in a 4-year career for a player. So these guys have done a marvelous job of representing the program.
And those leaders on the field gets Alabama off to a quick start. Here's the first half highlights.
Kick is on the way, left to right as you listen. It is up, it is good, and Alabama takes a 3-0 lead here. Now with the Mullen in motion, they fake the play to him. Here comes pressure. He'll throw near side, ball intercepted. Alabama's Xavier McKinney. And for Alabama, it's going to be their 12th interception of the year. 1st and 10, Bama from their own 43, faking to Najee, screening to Devante on the right side. He'll stop, he'll cut back, he'll leave 2 men in his wake. He splits 2 others. 4 guys are going to chase him all the way to the end zone. Touchdown, Alabama! 57 yards. Devante Smith got a block from Jerry Jeudy. Then he made 2 men look foolish. Then 2 others came along and he split the whole bunch of them and took off for the TD. Shifting again, Mullen in motion, comes to the near side, quarterback throws. It's deflected, picked off by Alabama. Another interception by McKinney down the left side. He's getting loose. He is gonna go all the way. Touchdown, Alabama. 80 yards off a deflect. Xavier McKinney after the deflection off Shaheen Carter. Mullen goes in motion to the far side. They look at him, pressure up the middle, and it's knocked down. And here it comes back to the quarterback. He'll fumble the ball, and it's recovered by Alabama at the 37-yard line. Patrick Surtain comes up with the football, and another turnover. Xavier McKinney was the guy who was there to help break things up. Here's a 2nd and goal from the 5. Handoff, Brian Robinson. He'll fight his way into the far side corner, and he is there behind the block of Tennyson for a touchdown. Brian Robinson, 5 yards off a nice block by the tight end, Major Tennyson, and the Tide adds to their lead. It's now 23-0. Jones on a 1st and 10 from the 12, throws into the left flat. Najee is there. He'll find a seam. He'll fight his way forward. He is in. Touchdown, Alabama. A nice block on the perimeter by Devante Smith. Opened it up, and then Najee did the rest.
Some of the big plays in the first half, Coach, were the turnovers. Xavier McKinney with a couple of interceptions. He takes one of them back to the house.
Well, I think turnovers have a huge impact on the outcome of games, and obviously to get 3 in the first half, 1 that we take back for 6, but we also converted the others into scores as well. So we made some real explosive plays on offense, you know, made some big plays with our receivers, and Mac made some good throws. So, you know, it was a good first half for us. You know, we didn't end it the right way. We took the punt return down to the 3-yard line and then fumbled going in, which is something we can learn from. But I was really pleased with the way we played in the first half, and it was going to give us an opportunity to play a lot of players in the game.
Yep, and we'll do that in the second half when we come back on The Nick Saban Show.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by the University of Alabama, where legends are made. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you.
Welcome back to the Nick Saban Show. So you're up at the half, and you have a message for the team. What was it in the locker room?
Well, you know, we always want to play to a standard. So what I was really interested in the players doing was going out and starting the second half like there was no scoreboard. And if we did that, we were going to have an opportunity to play a lot of players a lot of plays, which would be valuable experience for the future. And we did both of those things really well. You know, we come out, set the tone right off the bat on defense, got a stop, got a turnover. We scored again on offense, and then we played a lot of players, and it was really good for those guys from an experience and a development standpoint to have a chance to do that.
Here's a look at those second half highlights.
Second half highlights are brought to you by BBVA, proud banking partner of the Alabama Crimson Tide.
Spencer are the running backs. Man in motion. Young to the near side. Handoff Spencer. No. It was a fake and it's intercepted. Jared Maiden picks it off and he'll carry it back inside the 30 to the 27-yard line. Handoff now. Najee Harris goes left. Turns it upfield. Touchdown Alabama. A 3-yard touchdown run for Najee Harris. Young and Spencer, the running backs, either side of the quarterback. And oh my goodness, here comes pressure. The quarterback goes down, throws another interception. He let that one go. Maiden picks up his second of the day. Goodness gracious, the defense came from every corner. The quarterback didn't know what to do. The ball was just thrown up for grabs. From Hoover, Alabama, he's in defensively for the Catamounts. Here Talia throws a screen left side. Nice grab, down low, stiff arm, down the left side. Devante Smith, touchdown Alabama. The first touchdown pass for Talia Tagovailoa. It's a 15-yarder to Devante Smith, and Alabama adds to their lead. It's now 51-0. Billingsley in motion, handoff Keelan, follows Billingsley's block, he gets loose, Robinson down the near sideline, 20, he stays in bounds, 15, he is then shoved into the end zone, touchdown Alabama! Keelan Robinson, his second touchdown of the year, 46 yards. Here now the field goal try, it is up and good from 37 yards away. Here's the give. Ford, right side, outruns the coverage, turns the corner. Does he get in? Yes! Touchdown, Alabama! 6 yards for his third touchdown of the year for Jerome Ford.
So the final score is 66-3. It was senior day. Jared Maben, one of those seniors, he had a couple interceptions in that game.
Yeah, and I think that, you know, it was a pretty, you know, overall complete win for our team. You know, Mac played well. He was 10 for 12, and, you know, we got 5 turnovers on defense. We converted all those turnovers into 35 points, which is, you know, pretty impressive, I think. But, you know, the real challenge is how do we grow from what we did today, what we did last week, what we did this week, you know, for, you know, next week. And that's what it's all about, is how do you finish. And it's going to be a tough game for us next week, but we're certainly looking forward to it.
Tua Tagovailoa back already on the sidelines today. What did that mean for the team to see him as a leader back on the sidelines today?
Well, you know, I think that a leader has a spirit that people respect. And even though you can't play, you still affect other people with your spirit. And Tua certainly does that, because everybody has a tremendous amount of respect for the leader that he is, the example that he sets, the adversity that he's had to overcome, and the spirit that he is sort of attacking that adversity. And I think all of our players have a tremendous amount of respect for that, and they're all happy to see him. We're happy to see him. It was great to have him back, and I really missed him while he was gone. But even though he can't play, it's really great to have him back.
We have a lot still to do tonight here on the Nick Saban Show. Stay with us.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T. More for your thing, that's our thing. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. By Coca-Cola, share a Coke. And by Aflac. Get to know us at aflac.com.
Welcome back into the Nick Saban Show. Coach, at this point, we always do the turning point. What was it today?
I think the turning point in this game was the 2 early turnovers, both Xavier picks in the game, 1 a pick 6. But We took advantage of the other ones, so that really sort of put the game out of reach and gave us a lot of momentum in the game, and we really dominated the game from that point on.
Every week, Mercedes-Benz gives us a chance to go behind the scenes with the Crimson Tide. This week, it's with Jeff Allen, and this is an opportunity to look at one of the mainstays in your program since you got here in Tuscaloosa, and that's the job Jeff and his team does.
Well, I think one of the keys to having a successful program is to have a medical staff that the players trust. And I think we have probably the best medical staff in the country, and Jeff Allen's certainly a big part of that. He's a good person. The players trust him. We've done a fantastic job. I mean, if you look at how they managed and handled the whole Tua situation this past week, as well as other players that have been injured, I mean, it's phenomenal. I mean, it really is phenomenal. And, players should really look at this because it can affect your future based on the medical attention you get when you do have an injury. But, Jeff Allen has done a fantastic job and being a big part of the success that we've had here.
Maggie spent some time with Jeff Allen thanks to our friends at Mercedes-Benz.
Jeff Allen, Associate Athletic Director for Sports Medicine and Head Athletic Trainer for football.
Let's cool off here a little bit, let Coach Kramer get on you a little bit and give you some fluids here. And let's get ready to go.
I heard an interesting story. You were at a Tennessee football camp when you were a senior in high school, you were a linebacker, and you walked up to their trainer at the time and said, I want to pick your brain. The next day you happened to tear your ACL and he leaned down and said one thing to you. What was that he said to you?
Yeah, I guess the secret's out. I went to football camp at the University of Tennessee. Now it's out there, right? But I did when I was growing up, and I met with the athletic trainer. I knew I had some type of an interest in sports medicine, but I really didn't know a lot about it. And I actually met with their athletic trainer, a gentleman by the name of Tim Kieran, who was at Tennessee for years. I met with him the night before and asked him about the profession. And then he talked to me for a long time. The very next day, I'm at camp, and I happened to injure my knee. And come to find out, I tore my ACL. But he came on the field, I'm laying on the field there at Neyland Stadium. I still remember it like it was yesterday. He comes on the field, he does the exam real quick, and he looks me in the eye, and I'm a 17-year-old kid. He looks me in the eye and he goes, son, I think you've chosen your profession.
The guys, they love you. They're in the training room every day. I know you see every single player between taping their ankles on the field. You're the face everyone wants to see, but then on the field, you're the face no one wants to see. What is that relationship like?
Well, you said the key word there. It's all about relationships. It's all about developing relationships with the players so that they trust you. So that when they go through a difficult situation, no matter what it is, whether it's a personal life situation or it's an injury, that they're going to trust you and they're going to let you help them. So we are really big on forming good relationships with the players before they go through something like that. So I want our room to be a place that they want to come, not just when they're hurt, but all the time, so that we can help them. And I tell them all the time, this is a place that we want to help you be at your best every single day. So don't just come in here when you're hurt. Come in here all the time and let us help you.
All right, time now for our KS Services Big Board with Coach. He talks us through this play. Coach, it's all yours.
Well, I think one of the ways people try to take away RPOs is they try to play quarters coverages. So that really means the 4 DBs that play in the deep part of the field have the 4 guys on the line of scrimmage. And you play this guy we call a star in the apex. All right, so this corner has this guy, but this safety is going to end up on Jerry Jeudy. And because we have a wing over here, these 2 guys are going to have these 2 guys. So when they all come back, they have to match them back. All right, so that's going to end up leaving this safety on Jerry Jeudy one-on-one. All right, which we like that matchup, and we know there's not going to be a back half guy. All right, so we're going to teach the quarterback, once he beats him, throw the ball to grass. All right, so throw it away from the defender who's going to have to be chasing him, which Mac did a good job of. Jerry ran a great route, good play action, good design by our offensive coaches to have this kind of a play to make a big play, and the players did a great job of executing it.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Cooper Tires. Roll Tide on Cooper Tires. Visit coopertires.com for a retailer near you. Ask the Coach is brought to you by Academy Sports and Outdoors.
Hey Coach, my name is Bree from Academy Sports and Outdoors, and heading into the final game next week, what will you remember most about this class?
Well, Bree, I think this season for this class, is going to be how do they finish. And I think the legacy of this team to be one of the teams that only wins 10 games or just loses 1 game is going to make a huge difference on how everybody remembers this season. But these guys have accomplished a tremendous amount since they've been here, and I think my greatest memory, and they would probably all tell you that, was winning a national championship in overtime. Doesn't get any better than that, and a lot of these guys made a huge contribution to that, and all of our fans should certainly appreciate it as much as we do.
Each week we get a chance to focus in on one of the Crimson Tide players. This week it's Devante Smith, one of those guys you went to Louisiana and recruited and brought back here to Tuscaloosa.
Well, you know, Smitty's had a great career here, and man, he has played and made so many big plays for us. And for a guy that's pretty slight built, he sure doesn't play small, and he's got a great heart and is a great competitor and really a good person and a good guy. And I think everybody really likes him. I think that whole class has a bunch of good guys, and they've been a real positive for the team and the program. And Smitty's been, you know, at the forefront of that group ever since he arrived here as a freshman.
And he's a finalist for the Bolitnikoff Award, something Bama fans are familiar with, winning that award last year with Jerry Jeudy. Here's more on Devante with Meggie Hetzel.
Devante Smith, wide receiver, A-Meet, Louisiana.
Loads up, looks long, throws, end zone, touchdown! Alabama! Devante Smith! Touchdown, Alabama!
So we're sitting in the room where you sit every day for practice and watch film, and you guys have one of the best wide receiver rooms in the country. I know you've all kind of grown up together in a sense. What is that culture like in this room?
It's just all about competing, just everybody just going out there knowing that at the end of the day we competing with each other, just seeing who can do the best at what, and knowing that it's going to all come together, and on Saturdays we all going to be outside each other.
You talk about competing, so who's the fastest, best hands, biggest playmaker?
I would say Ruggs the fastest. I would say I have the best hands, and I say playmaker.
You?
No, I would say Water.
What is it like off the field with those guys? Ruggs, he said he goes bowling.
Yeah, we go. I'm the best at bowling.
You're the best. So Ruggs said he's the best at
No,
bowling.
I'm the best at bowling.
Really?
I'm the best at bowling.
Easily.
Easy.
What else do you guys do outside of the field?
Play 2K.
Who's the best in that?
Me and Rose, we go back and forth. Everybody else don't really play, so it just be me and him. We just go back and forth. They play Madden, I don't play Madden. So.
Now on the football field, when you are in this room, you're older. You're one of the leaders in this room. You know, Jalen Waddle's only a sophomore. What do you say to these guys, especially going into this next season?
Me, I'm not really a type of vocal person. I kind of lead by example, so that's what they're trying to get me to do now is be more vocal with it. So I'm working on that. I just try to lead by example.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by AT&T, the official wireless provider of the Crimson Tide. AT&T, mobilizing your world. Here's what's next, presented by AT&T.
Welcome back to the Nick Saban Show. We always wrap up with our AT&T look ahead. Next week, it's Jordan-Hare Stadium and the Auburn Tigers.
Well, Auburn's got an outstanding team this year. You know, they've got 3 losses, but all the top 10 teams. It's always difficult to go down there and play. The Iron Bowl is one of the great traditional rivalries in college football, and it's something to be special to be a part of. And it's going to be a real challenge for our team. But I think, you know, what kind of character do you have to show the resiliency to play in a difficult place against a very good team and play your best, and that's going to be the challenge for us, and that's what we're looking forward to.
We always enjoy seeing the crimson and white inside Jordan-Hare Stadium. We hope to see you in the stadium and right back here next week on the Nick Saban Show.
The Nick Saban Show is brought to you by Coca-Cola, share a Coke. By Cooper Tires, count on Cooper, an American company since 1914. And by Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you. The University of Alabama, where legends are made. Tiffin Motorhomes, made to move you. AT&T, more for your thing, that's our thing. Proud sponsor of the Crimson Tide. And by Aflac. Get to know us at aflac.com.